What is up, guys? So I just did one of the best drives I think I've ever done since owning a 911. It was so fun, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys because I saw a couple of unicorns. Like, I'm not kidding. I saw a couple cars that you truly do not get to see every day. So please stick around. This is going to be such a fun episode. I'm T3, and it's time to drive. Okie dokie, so myself, Twin Turbo Scott, and a few others met up in Castaic, California around 7 a.m. And what I thought was going to be just, the regulars meeting up and going on a canyon run ended up being about 22 Porsches. I'm not kidding, we had like the whole parking lot just swarmed with Porsches. It was an incredible sight to see. We had things all the way from a Boxster to a 996 GT2. Now, let me clear this up, okay? I'm gonna set something straight. GT3s from any generation, they're insane. I go gaga whenever I see one. 996 twin turbos, incredibly fast, super impressive platforms, but you do see them. They're fairly common in all honesty. But a 996 GT2, that is something you pretty much never see. I think I've only ever seen a 996 GT2 one other time in my life. So to be able to literally park next to one was just insane. Now the funny thing is everyone wanted to take pictures of the 996 GT2, and I don't blame them. I took a bunch of photos myself. I'm probably showing you some footage of it right here as we speak. But there was another car that I was parked near that really made me just kind of go bonkers, and it was a 996 Targa. That's right, might not seem all that impressive, but let's talk about it for a second. It's funny, we're talking about GT2s and twin turbos, but really the Targa, in my opinion, was the star of the show. Okay, so we all know that the 996 911 was essentially the car that saved Porsche, right? There were like record numbers sold all throughout the world. However, when the 996 Targa came out, they practically couldn't give them away. They just were not popular. But you know how this works. As cyclical as everything is in the world, fashion, music, things always come back around. Things that are initially pretty undesirable just come back around eventually to becoming very sought after, and that's exactly what happened with the 996 Targa. I mean, bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that in the US today, you never see them. So seeing one that's in such good condition, it's incredibly impressive. So 996 Targas, they just get 2 thumbs up in my opinion. So once we rolled out my little 996 911 C2 Canyon build, did a very good job kind of whipping around the corners, but it was really these blind corners into these drawn out straightaways that my car really shined. I'm so grateful for how I've had this car set up, the parts I chose, and for all the amazing work that House Automotive did. Again, House Auto, they're the only people that touch my Porsche. The numeric shifter, which was my most recent modification, felt incredible. But the liveliness from that IPD plenum and that Softronic tune, again, coming out of those corners into these kind of long straightaways, it really just brought the car alive, and I really felt that torquiness coming from my little 3.4 liter C2. But as we all know, this terrible addiction, every ride you go on, you find little things that need to be dialed in or tweaked. But sometimes those little things are actually big things. Like for instance, the biggest thing that I know I need to change are the seats. Man, those base 996 seats, the worst. I'm not kidding, the days are numbered with those seats, and stay tuned because I have a very big upgrade coming in later this month. So after the initial stretch, we met up at Vasquez Rocks, a very picturesque landscape, and you guys should please go visit if you haven't and you're in the Southern California area. Check out Vasquez Rocks. The rock formations are incredible, you know, very sci-fi, Western, and I'm not just saying that, like, most sci-fi movies and Western movies of the past have been shot at Vasquez Rocks. Now, I've been there before a few times, but I've never been there in my 911, and I've never been there with like 21 other 911s. The craziest thing was, as we all convoyed in and as we all parked and then convoyed out, all the other people that were there were like filming us and taking photos. I think that it was just a sight to see all these built 911s kind of rolling in, revving our engines, and yeah, it was kind of like, it's just surreal. So we stayed there a while and we kind of baked under the sun, and we all kind of went super caveman trying to find any spot of shade that we could. But we got some really cool photos, and special thanks to Steezy for this awesome drone footage. So from there, and again, we were all very, very hot and dehydrated at this point, we needed some food. So we grabbed brunch at a place called Crazy Autos, I believe. I'm gonna link it in the description below if you guys wanna check it out. But bottom line, I had the biggest stack of pancakes I've ever had. I think each pancake was like as big as one of my car's wheels. But the real fun came after brunch. Okay, we were nicely hydrated, we've cooled off, our tummies are full, so we all met up at Porsche Santa Clarita. Now, this Porsche dealership isn't just any Porsche dealership, okay? It has a freaking Porsche museum underground. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You can stay up top and walk around the showroom floor and see all the amazing new models, or you can take the elevator down and see incredible kind of time capsules of Porsche history. Now, there are two cars that this museum currently had that could have been the only two cars they had at all, and it would have made the entire trip worth it. So everyone knows, if you've been following me on the Time Teller channel for the last 4 years, I've always spoken about an RS America in Guards Red with a black interior. That's like the ultimate grail 911. If I could have one car from the gods, it would be that. It's just the enthusiast's 911. It's just everything you need and nothing you don't. And apparently they weren't even that popular when they came out. But again, as everything goes, it's like the hottest thing right now. In fact, back in 2015, you could find these RS Americas in really good condition for like under 60 grand. The thing is, back in 2015, I didn't have 60 grand to spend on a 911. Fast forward to now, 2021, and it's very difficult to find them for under 100 grand in good condition. So I got my photos and I stared a while and I just, you know, daydreamed and pretended to But once I snapped out of it and I came back to reality, there was a true unicorn in the other area that I just had to spend some time with, because RS Americas, I've seen them before, I've gotten to take photos with them before, and they're around. But this car that was truly one of a kind is one that you may never ever be able to see in a lifetime. And I was standing next to it. A 996 GT3R, a true full-fledged race car. Like, this is something that most people don't even get to see in a lifetime as it is. But the one in front of me, the one that was so close I could have driven it away if only they, you know, gave me the keys, was the last race car Paul Newman ever raced. I'm not kidding. His name was on the side of it. Now again, for all you watch enthusiasts out there, for all of my subscribers over on the Time Teller channel, we talk about Paul Newman all the time because he is kind of a pivotal figure in the orological history that is the Paul Newman Daytona. But he's also a pivotal figure in the racing world, right? He's not just slapshot and salad dressings, he's watches and race cars and pretty much everything cool. And to stare at this 996 with its BBS wheels, and then to think of my 996 with its BBS wheels, yeah, it's like, you know, not the same type of build. I mean, that GT3R is an absolute weapon, but just to think my 996 911 is in some way related to Paul Newman's 996 911, it's just, you know, it's just cool. And whoever knew that Paul Newman raced a 996? That's just, it's insane. I didn't know that until that day. And then after that, and again, a long time after that, because I was standing in front of that car for a very long time, we went up to the gift shop and we took a look at some very cool Porsche branded merchandise. And I think they even had like a hookah there. Who needs a Porsche design hookah, guys? For real. But all in all, it was just an incredible day filled with friends, food, and Porsches. And let's face it, that's kind of all you need, right? So I want to thank everyone that came out to that incredible drive. You guys all made it such a memorable experience. Thank you to Scott for setting it up. Scott's the coolest dude ever. He's kind of a mentor for me. I look at him as a mentor in the 911 community, specifically the 996 community. You know, this is my first go around, and this ain't his first rodeo. So Scott, thank you so much for that incredible day. Let's do another. All right, guys. Well, if you take anything away from this episode, just remember that these crazy materialistic things like cars, they're not all bad. You end up meeting really good people. You end up making some incredible memories, and yeah, it was just so much fun. So these money pits that are 911s, you know, all of us have a ton of modifications to our 911s, and let's face it, the maintenance is just crazy sometimes. It's all worth it. It's all worth it when you get to have an incredible day with some incredible people, and yeah, it was just a whole lot of fun. So guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully there will be some other rides in the near future for me to film for you guys. Let's pick another cool area to go to, yeah? All right, guys, use your cars, enjoy yourself, and meet some cool people. I'm T3, and it's time to drive. Do we dab at the end of these episodes? Or should I do something else like...